What's up, you beauties? Welcome to an HW Player Update. I'm Jim Icavone, and before we get going here, make sure you're subscribed to the fastest growing Flyers YouTube channel in Philadelphia, at least in the last week or so. And remember to like the video. After we're finished up here, check out hwhockey.net for all of our latest episodes and articles all in one place. And you can check out our merch at bonfire.com. Just search HW Hockey. So Flyers beat writer for NHL.com, Adam Kimmelman, spoke to Danny Briere on Thursday while in Buffalo for the NHL Draft Combine. The Flyers general manager touched on a number of topics, including Cam Atkinson and what the Flyers are going to do with him this offseason. If you guys have been paying attention, if you've been watching our podcast episodes the last couple weeks, Cam Atkinson has come up. Between Jack and I think we both actually, I can't remember. I think we were split on, whether the Flyers should buy out Atkinson or not. But my whole thing with Atkinson was the Flyers should, unfortunately, because I don't like the whole buyout thing, especially that he's got 1 year left. But I'll get into the reasons why. But I think they should buy him out, clear the roster spot. Having to retain cap for an extra season is going to suck, but it's, going to be $2-3 million, maybe less, as opposed to the $5 million for keeping him on and probably not playing him. So Briere said yesterday that whatever happens with Johansen would not affect the decision possibly to buy out the contracts of Cam Atkinson or goalie Cal Petersen. He said each one has a season remaining on their deal. Briere was also quoted as saying, "We're looking at every option because we're tight on NHL salary cap space. We're looking at every possible option in that direction. Both Cam Atkinson and Cal Petersen want to prove that they can still play in the NHL, so we're evaluating all of that, but we haven't made a final decision yet." And so even to mention Cam Atkinson, I think, is something. Like, let's remember that this is a veteran forward. You don't want to embarrass the guy. But he was pretty forthcoming that they are considering buying out Cam Atkinson. And I mean, so let's look at the past year that Atkinson had. So he finished the season with 28 points, 13 goals, 15 assists in 70 games, but was scratched in 11 of the final 17 games. And, Atkinson's getting paid to score goals. I know he missed a season last year, and he's not one of the Flyers' core players going forward. But he's getting paid to score. I think he's making at least $5 million a season. He should be a top 6 winger at the rate he's getting paid, or at least the way this team was built when they acquired him. Now things have changed with the Flyers. They have a bevy of young wingers that have outproduced Cam Atkinson, not just offensively, but on the defensive side of the ice as well. I'm thinking Tyson Forster, and you have a Travis Konechny who is obviously in the news of late. That's the star winger on the team right now. You have a Michkov coming over eventually. So all these things need to be considered. Bobby Brink, obviously the Flyers are talking about potentially re-signing Bobby Brink to an extended contract. And Joel Farabee is still here. And Tippett. All of the Flyers' best offensive players right now are on the wing. And where does Cam Atkinson fit in there? And he's a 35-year-old, 36-year-old veteran, great guy. Well known around the league as a great guy. So you want to do right by the player. He's never won a Stanley Cup, and let's face it, probably never will. But you don't want to embarrass him here either. You don't want to embarrass him on his way out. He's got 1 year left, still wants to play. Let him prove that he still can. He's not going to get that opportunity in Philadelphia. I just named all the reasons why, So instead of sitting Cam Atkinson in the press box, paying him $5 million a year, let him go find opportunities somewhere else. I think guys around the league will see that. It looks good on the Flyers to give Cam the opportunity, instead of for the player, wasting another season, just so you can get the $5 million off the books. I think players might recognize that. Oh, hey, they did right by the player, and it's not just all about money with that franchise. So at least I would hope that that's the sentiment around the league. So while Briere didn't really tip his hand, I think it shows that they're considering buying out Cam Atkinson this offseason. And it should open up at least $2-3 million in cap space. I'm not sure how the buyout money is going to work, but it could be $4 million this year and $1 million next year on the cap. I don't know. But it sounds like they want to loosen up some space. I mean, for me, the plan's always been the Flyers are going to be serious contenders in the next two years, right? We're going into year 3 of Tortorella. So it's okay if there's a little bit of cap this year. It's okay if there's a little bit of cap next year. And then I guess if Torts is done after year 4, that next season's the one that, they really start putting the roster together. They have the cap space. They start, going after guys in trades. All the dead cap falls off the books, basically. Ristolainen's coming to the end of his contract. So, things like that, things start opening up a little bit. So that's the update on Cam Atkinson. The Flyers, it appears they're debating buying him out. I think they should. Teddy in the comments. Teddy, thanks for hanging out with us. Teddy's comment, he's a right winger. He probably gets bought out, and he should be bought out, So that's going to do it for this quick Cam Atkinson update. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Don't forget to check out the website, hwhockey.net, for all of our latest articles and videos. Make sure you check out last week's podcast episode, 3 players the Flyers should draft. Russ Cohen joined the episode. Always a pleasure talking prospects with Russ. And check out the Morgan Frost rumor video. Buffalo apparently showing interest, according to Michael Gello. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll be doing more of these, so hopefully you enjoy it. Everybody enjoy your weekend. We'll be back tomorrow with the Ryan Johansen update. All right, take care, guys.